Okay, I'm probably going to get a lot of really, really upset PSG fans with this video. However, just hear me out. Please just hear me out for this video. I will explain myself, and if you don't want to hear me out and you don't want to hear me explain myself, just click off the video. There's no point in watching, to be honest. So, as you can probably see by the title, I think Kylian Mbappe should have left PSG, obviously before he signed his new contract. And I have a few reasons for this, and I have one main reason for this. However, for anyone saying that he couldn't leave, even if he couldn't leave for any contractual, even if he couldn't leave, he could have forced his way out in the worst case scenario. I mean, you've seen this before with players in all different kinds of sports. They don't want to be at a team, they want to leave for any reason, and they force their way out. There are ways that players can really just be like, I want to leave. And what a lot of players do in other sports is they literally just don't play. Some of them turn up to training, but a lot of them don't turn up to training. They refuse to play until they are sold, or in a lot of other sports, until they are traded. So until they are not on the team. So worst case scenario, Mbappe could have just done that. However, the most likelihood in that scenario would have been that he would have been sold. So really, I do think he should have just left. Even if he came to an agreement with PSG to sign a contract and for them to sell him, or he could have just gone for free and let his contract run down, because to be honest, I don't think any other club would be able to afford Mbappe, because PSG's asking price would be through the roof. So yeah, he could have forced his way out if he had to, but one of the big reasons I think he should have left is really to do with kind of what he's done at PSG. He's really done everything at PSG, and he's really kind of been the main focus of the team. So really, PSG's record in France now is absolutely insane. So they've won 8 of the last 10 Ligue 1 titles. They've won 6 of the last 8 French Cup titles. And they've won 6 out of the last 7 French League Cup titles. So, if I'm being brutally honest here, I think that they really can't do anything else for Mbappe except win the Champions League, but I'll get onto that in a bit. They've won everything domestically. They've dominated everything domestically. And really, what else is there for Mbappe to do except from become the highest scorer in Ligue 1 history, which, let's be honest, that's not the most prestigious title, if I'm being honest. So really, I think the fact that over the past decade PSG have just dominated France just wouldn't be a very good thing for Mbappe to continue doing for like the next 10 years. And I'm going to get the elephant out of the room now. Yes, the reason he signed was for the money, and it really, really pisses me off when people are like, oh, but if they offer you like 80 million a year, you've got to sign it. No, you don't have to sign it. You can go anywhere else and live as comfortably as possible. People act like at this point, if you don't sign an $80 million contract or an €80 million contract and you turn it down and you go somewhere else for like 30, 40 million, you won't be as comfortable. That's how they act. They act like you won't be able to just go and buy mansions, go and buy really the most expensive cars. You won't be able to have all these luxuries. I know that isn't what people are saying, but that's how they act. They act like you have to sign the contract if it's a huge contract, which you don't. Like, legacy doesn't mean as much anymore in sport, and I think Mbappe signing with PSG really proved that. So, that aside, getting on to his stats are just insane. So, he's played currently, at the time of recording this video, he's played 250 games for PSG. He's scored 202 goals. He has 96 assists. He is PSG's all-time top goal scorer. He's won the Ligue 1 top goal scorer 4 times, and he's a 3-time Ligue 1 Player of the Year. And all of this is in 250 games, and I think it's about 6 seasons. He's done all of this in 6 seasons. So really, even statistically, he's done all he can. He's got 200 goals. He's nearly got 100 assists. He's already PSG's all-time goal scorer. He's won the Ligue 1 top goal scorer a load of times, and he's been the Player of the Year for the league a load of times. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, obviously you can go and score more goals, get more assists, increase your lead at the all-time top goal scorer. You can win more awards and everything. But the thing is, the awards that are probably more important to him, the ones in Europe, you just need to go to another European club to win those awards. You could go to Real Madrid and win, best player in Europe, European player of the year. You can even win the Ballon d'Or as well. I mean, it's not like he has to stay at PSG to win all those awards. He's won everything he can at PSG, at least domestically anyway. So really, all of these awards, he's just going to keep piling them up. And let's be honest, in France, it's not the most competitive league, so it is a bit easier for him to win these. So going on to his honours, he's won Ligue 1 5 times, the French Cup 3 times, the French League Cup twice, the French Super Cup 3 times, and obviously this isn't with PSG, but he's also got a World Cup as well. I mean, again, trophy-wise, he's won everything he can, and he's won it multiple times. There's nothing else that he can really win in France there's nothing else that he can win in France except from all the European trophies. But again, he can go somewhere else and win European trophies. And let's be honest, their record in the Champions League kind of shows that it would be better off for him to go to another club and win something in Europe. So really, my next point is I think he's too fixated on winning the Champions League with PSG. I don't really understand this obsession with winning the Champions League with PSG. Yes, it would be nice, it would be good, but at some point you've just got to be like, this club doesn't know how to win the Champions League. They've tried to go out and buy all the best players, and that doesn't work, and they keep doing that. They keep buying all these big name players, and it just isn't working for PSG. So really, they've had 6 seasons to build the perfect team really around Mbappe, and you've seen they've got to a Champions League final, and I think they've got to like 1 or 2 semi-finals, and apart from that it's really been round of 16 exits, which for a team of PSG's calibre just isn't acceptable. So I don't really understand this. Obviously I'm not Mbappe, so I'll never understand, but I think he just needs to learn to move on. And the real big problem is his new contract makes him the most powerful figure at PSG. This was at 23 years old. A 23-year-old being the most powerful figure at really a top European football club, basically making a load of the decisions, really is not a good idea. He's 23 years old. He has no clue really what he's doing in an executive role. He's a player, not an executive or anything, and he more or less has executive power. So really, this move from PSG I think also showed that they didn't know what they were doing. So when it comes to his new it's not his new contract, but his contract details are he had an £86.2 million signing bonus. He has a £43.1 million a year contract for 3 years. And over these 3 years, he is receiving £215.5 million. So really, with those contract details, I think it's safe to say he chose the money over the legacy. Obviously, he wants to build a legacy in PSG, but that's not going to be anywhere near as good as a lot of the European clubs that wanted him. And honestly, it's sad because in sport in general, like I mentioned earlier, legacy's dying in sport. Literally, people just chase the money, and yeah, go chase the money. I'm not going to complain about that. But what you'll see at the end of these players' careers are, they'll complain about legacy. But you threw legacy away for the money. You can, if you're a top player, you can go to any team and earn top money to literally just be comfortable for the rest of your life, for your family's future as well. They'll be comfortable as well off the money you earn. It's like, it's not as bad as people try and make it out to be honest. So going to a team like Real Madrid, which he was rumoured to, would have enhanced his legacy so much more as well. I mean, going to a historic club, and at the time, Real Madrid were kind of in a transition. They were in a transition as well, going from the Ronaldo era, and they could have gone to the Mbappe era. And imagine if he went to Real Madrid and won multiple Champions Leagues, creating like a new Mbappe era at Real Madrid. That would have catapulted his legacy into a new stratosphere, because Real Madrid are the club that are known for winning the Champions League. However, now we all know that this is just throwing all that away. So my last point really is that not winning the Champions League with PSG wouldn't be that bad. It's like no one's going to look back and be like, oh my God, he didn't win the Champions League with PSG. His legacy's tarnished. Like, honestly, he's given his all. He has given his absolute all to PSG, and they haven't managed to win the Champions League. So I don't think anyone would have blamed him if he did leave. But obviously, this move was purely money-based. They threw a load of money at him, and let's be honest, he took the bait. Obviously, he could leave at the end of this contract, but I doubt he will, because PSG will just throw more money at him and he'll take it. And by no means am I slamming him for taking the money. I don't really care what he does. If he doesn't care about his legacy that much, then I really could care less. I'm just saying he's kind of setting the way for this as well. So once again, legacy, he clearly doesn't care that much about it, otherwise he wouldn't have just taken the money when it was thrown at him. But do you think this was the right move for Mbappe? Leave all this down in the comments. Do you think this was the right move for Mbappe? Do you think he should have left? Who do you think he should have gone to? And also, do you want me to make a video on why he should have stayed at PSG and why that was the right decision? If you want me to make that video, I can. So leave all that down in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like, especially if you like my points. I didn't really make all that many, but yeah, if you like that, leave a like. If you like this video, I'll try and do more videos like this. I would like to do not just kind of like news videos. I'd like to do videos like this where I discuss certain things that happen in the sport, and maybe we can have a discussion on, did so-and-so make the right move? Was this done correctly? Should they have done this? What are the alternatives? Stuff like that. So subscribe if you want more for that. Also, leave a like I said, if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next video.